Hello everyone, welcome you all in class 9 Sanskrit. Today we are going to see chapter number 12, Subhashit Saptakam. Subhashit Saptakam. Now the word Subhashit means good sayings and Saptakam means 7. So the translation of the title is a bunch of 7 good epigrams. Now let me see the introduction part of the lesson. Subhashitas, epigrams means a beautiful saying or a moral. Beautiful saying or a moral. In Sanskrit, there are many features of the epigrams. One is that these are small verses. These are small verses which are able to contain an ocean of wisdom in a small vessel. Now here they want to say us that epigrams are small verses. They are of hardly 2 or 4 lines. But in that they are giving us moral and values of living life. Right? So it is just like us containing a ocean in a small vessel. These have been continuously sung by common people and kept alive down by ages. They nourish life. Here they are telling us that these epigrams came in oral tradition and it is continuously sung by people and kept alive down to the ages. Moreover, Sanskrit epigrams are the nutrition and sustenance of universal feelings as well as the stream of samaskara or tradition. As we know that, Indian people are known for their tradition and their samaskara. So these epigrams, through these epigrams, our stream of samaskara is alive. Universal feeling as well as stream of samaskara is alive. Our ancestors composed these epigrams based on the values that they are imbibed in their wisdom and these are popular to these days. These epigrams of a bygone age are still relevant. See, these epigrams were written many years ago but still today it is relevant to the common people, all the people, right? So these epigrams of day bygone age are still relevant. Even today, these epigrams without any discrimination shows the path of living a happy and ideal life. Even today, although it is written many years ago, but even today if you apply these epigrams in your day-to-day routine, in your life, if you imbibe the qualities of epigrams in your life, then you can discriminate the path of living a happy and ideal life. We shall here learn 7 epigrams which are like precious gems of Sanskrit. Here we are going to learn 7 epigrams which are just like a precious gems of Sanskrit language and whatever values we learn from them we shall try to imbibe in ourselves. Now total 7 verses are there. Let me see all the verses one by one. Very first verse, Shaneh Pantha, Saneh Kantha, Saneh Parvat Langana, Saneh Vidya, Saneh Vitam, Panchetani, Saneh Saneh. So the very first word Saneh. Saneh means slowly. Panth, the word Panth means way. Kantha, Kantha means a patched garment. Saneh Parvat Langanam. Saneh means slowly and Parvat Langanam. Parvat means mountain and Langanam means to cross the mountains. Saneh Vidya. Vidya means education or knowledge. Saneh Vitam. Vitam means wealth. Panchetani. All these 5 things. Saneh Saneh. Saneh Saneh. Now let me see the word meaning. The very first word is Saneh means slowly. Pantha means way or path. Saneh Kantha means a patched garment. Saneh Parvat Langanam. Parvat Langhanam means Crossing a mountain. Saneha Vidya. Vidya means education or knowledge. And Saneha Vitam. Vitam means Panchedani. Saneha, Saneha. Slowly, slowly. So here in the very first verse, they want to say us that slowly, slowly, slowly. Path means way. Now walk slowly along the way. Walk slowly along the way. Used patched garment slowly, slowly. Or here kantha word means in different way. Like first word kantha, first meaning is that kantha means a patched garment, the making of patched garment, and so another meaning of the word kantha is cloth which is used by sannyasis, mendicants, right? So kantha has two meaning. First is patched garment, making of patched garment, and second one is kantha means sannyasis, those who are wearing cloth. It is known as kantha, right? So here they want to say us a patched garment should make slowly, slowly. Whenever we are making a garment at that time, we should be careful. We should make it slowly and carefully, right? And another meaning if we will take, then kant means the path of sannyas. The path of sannyas. Whenever we are taking a path of sannyas, we should be think over it and we should be careful, right? Slowly, slowly, right? So saneha pantha. Pantha means way or path. Saneha kantha. Kantha means patched garment. Saneha Parvata Landanam, crossing a mountain. If we are crossing a mountain, then also we should be careful. Slowly, slowly we should climb the mountain. And Vidya, education is also like that, knowledge is also like that. If we are taking knowledge slowly, slowly, then it will be long lasting, it will be there for you for long period of time. And Vitam, money or wealth. So here they are telling us that these five things should we get slowly, slowly, or should be done slowly, slowly. So the translation is like this: walk slowly along the road, walk slowly along the road. Then use the patched garment slowly, use the patched garment slowly. Acquire wealth slowly, acquire wealth slowly. And these five things should be done slowly, slowly. These five things should be done slowly, slowly. So five things they have told us that slowly walk along the road, then use the patched garment slowly, cross the mountain slowly, and education also should be taken slowly, slowly. Then wealth is also should get slowly, and these five things should be done slowly. Now let me see the translation. Let me write down the translation. So, walk slowly along the These five things should be done slowly. Now here we are seeing in the very first verse, they want to say us that whenever we are doing few things, we should be careful in our life. Whenever we are crossing the mountain, at that time we should be careful. Otherwise we can slip down and we can fall down, right? Mountain climbing, right? So walk along the road slowly. Use the patched garment slowly, and education also should be taken slowly, and with wealth also should be earned slowly. These five things should be done slowly in our life. So here our verse number first is over. Let me see the second verse. शीलं शौर्यमनालस्यं पांडित्यं मित्र संग्रह अचौर हरणीयानि पंचेतानक्षो निधिः. Sheel. The word sheel means character. Here the word sheel means character. Shauryam analasya. Shaurya means bravery, and alas means lack of laziness. Here two words are combined in single word. Shauryam plus analasya. Na alas. So lack of laziness. Pandityam. Pandityam means scholarship, and mitra sangraha. Mitra sangraha means collection of friends. Achaura haraniyani. Achaura haraniyani cannot be stolen by the thief. Pancheta nakshayoga. Pancheta nakshayoga nidhiha. This five is imperishable treasure. Nidhi means treasure. Now let me see the word meaning. Sheelam means character. Then second one, Sauryam. Sauryam means bravery. Then alas. Lack of laziness. Pandityam. Pandityam means scholarship. Then mitra sangraha. Mitra means friend, and sangraha means collection. Means collection of friends. And achaura haraniyani. Achaura haraniyani. Can not be stolen by thief. Cannot be stolen by thief. Then pancheta nakshayo. Pancheta nakshayo means here sandhi is there. Pancheta nakshayo. Panch plus eta akshayo. Right? So nidhi. Nidhi means treasure. Pancheta nakshayo nidhiha. Pancheta nakshayo and nidhiha. let me see the translation of the second verse. Translation of the second verse is like this: character, bravery, bravery, then character, bravery, industry, fierceness, or we can say scholarship or scholar, then collection of scholarship and collection of different collection of good friends. These five are these five are impressible treasure. Which cannot be stolen. Cannot be stolen by thieves. So here in the second verse, they are telling us that, see, there are five things which is just like a treasure, like character, bravery, then industriousness, scholarship, collection of good friends. These are the five impressible treasure that cannot be stolen by the thieves also. See, if your character is good, then thieves cannot do anything in that, right? So here in this particular verse, the good qualities and friends are more valuable than other things. They are telling us that the good qualities and friends are more valuable than the materialistic things, right? So here they want to say us that character, bravery, industriousness, scholarship, collection of good friends, and these are the five impressible treasures that cannot be stolen even by the thieves. So if your character is good, then no one can steal it, or if you are very brave, then thieves cannot steal the bravery of yours. So these are the five qualities which is valuable. It is just like a treasure. It is just like a treasure which cannot be stolen by the thieves itself. So you may note down the words in your notebook. Now let me see verse number 3. Sahatiha Shreyashi Punsam Vigureshwapi Bandhushu Trusherapi Paribrashta Na Pralohanti Tandulaha. Sahati, the word Sahati means unity. Shreyashi means is beneficial. Punsam means of man. Viguna means the one who is having or possessing reverse quality. Bandhushu means relative or friend. Trusha. The word trush plus api, sandhi is there. Husk. The word trusherapi means from the husk. Paribrashtaha. Here the word paribrashta means fallen. Na prarohanti means they do not grow. Tandulaha means rice grain. Now let me see the word meaning. possessing reverse quality. Then bandhushu. Bandhu means relative or friend. And next is trushe rapi. Trusha means husk. And api means also. Trushe rapi. Then paribrashta means fallen. Paribrashta, fallen. Na prarodhi means do not grow. Do not grow. And tandula. Tandul means rice grains. So here in this particular verse, translation is like this. Translation is like this. Unity with even worthless relative with unity even with worthless relatives is beneficial. Further, this is that the rice grain separated from the husk do not grow. So here in this verse, author wants to say about, here in this verse they wants to say us about the unity. That unity even with worthless relative, unity even with worthless relative is beneficial because the rice grain separated from husk do not grow. Here in this particular verse they are showing us the value of unity. That if you are having a unity with worthless, useless relative also, then it will be beneficial today or someday after some time, right? But as they are giving example us that rice grains are having cover on it, it is known as a husk. If rice grain does not have husk on it, if rice grain does not have husk on it, then it cannot grow. So here also relatives are like husk in our life. So if we want to grow, if we want to get good things, then we must have relations with our relatives, because it will be beneficial today or maybe day after tomorrow. In one or any other way, it can be beneficial to us. So we should not do like this. Now you may note down the words in your notebook. Today our chapter number 12, Subhashit Shaptakam, we have seen 3 verses. Remaining 4 verses we will see in the next video. You may copy down the words in your notebook.